Welcome back to the Swang Low Podcast Show, man. It's yours truly, Do Rock Cream. What's happening with all my people out there tonight? I am so glad to be back at this round table with y'all, man, especially for this edition of the show. You feel me? Now, y'all see what the thumbnail is. You know what I mean? This is my reaction to some reactions that I happen to come across on YouTube. You know what I mean? You had this dude that I believe he was in a federal prison, right? Somewhere out of state. He's not from California. I don't know what state he's actually from, but I know for a fact he's not from California. You know what I mean? But this dude was in a federal prison, man, and he made a video that had actually went I'm not gonna say viral because it ain't a national sensation, right? But it was strong enough to have a couple of other YouTubers jump out there and do reactions to it, right? One being a YouTuber by the name of Dubs. Let me see if I had that guy's photo. This is Dubs right here. Okay. Dubs is a YouTuber, right? Southsider. I believe he might be a dropout Southsider, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Okay. Well, this guy chose to jump out there and air this black guy's video saying that the blacks are scared of the Mexicans, extremely scared from what he said from his standpoint, right? This is what the black guy said. This guy right here, Dubs, chose to take the video and utilize it as content, right? But with that being said, let's point out a couple of things first and foremost, right? By the way, let me show y'all the black guy that jumped out there. I'm not gonna play his video of him saying the idiotic shit that he said, but I do want y'all to see his face. This is the idiot right here, everybody, that jumped out there and said that the blacks are scared of the Mexicans in the prison system, right? I think he was speaking for as far as the federal prison system go, right? Out of state somewhere. Now, I ain't never been to the feds, so I cannot attest to what goes on other than what I've heard about the feds. And that's one that I have never heard of the blacks being scared of the Mexicans. Matter of fact, I have never heard that in my life. You know what I mean? Whether it was in the feds, whether it was in the state, whether it was anywhere. You feel me? This dude is a complete goofy. Probably paroled from a federal prison. I don't know if how they protective custody system work in the feds, but he gives me every indication that he was in protective custody, that he was on an S&Y federal prison yard, just based on him jumping out there making the statement that he made about blacks being scared of Mexicans in the federal prison system, right? Look at him. He looked like a goofy. He looked like he came off an S&Y yard. Look at him. Especially for you to jump out there and make the statement that you did. You know what I mean? You look like a complete clown saying something like that. But for this guy, Dubs, this YouTuber, this guy right here, to jump out there and highlight this shit, well, I understand why you did it. I understand. See, if I had a Mexican that jumped out there and said the exact same thing that that black dude said about them being scared of the blacks, maybe I would have ran that content too, because you got to look at it like this. If I'm a prideful person and a strong representative of what I am, then why wouldn't I highlight something out like that to drum up controversy and bring more attention just not just to my channel, but to have my people walking with their chest out because I have a actual black man that's saying that these dudes are extremely terrified of us. Dubs knew what he was doing. You feel me? And you can't, in your right mind, believe something like that. And I damn sure wouldn't highlight it out in the way that he did. This dude was saying, "Oh, we're Aztec warriors. It's just embedded in us to just go all out to carry that steel and this and that." Well, what the hell you think we've been doing in the prison system, in any system? Y'all not the only ones that pick up knives, man. You got to understand, everybody is in jail for something. It's killers of all shades, of all colors. You feel me? But the thing with the Mexicans, I'm gonna explain this out to y'all so y'all can have a clear and concise understanding on, you know, um, why these dudes operate the way that they do. Okay, well, first and foremost, Mexicans is known for carrying knives, not just in prison, on the streets too. That's nothing new to them. On the streets, we carry guns and we fight. These dudes, they carry knives everywhere. They're known for it. So coming to prison, having one is nothing new. But in prison, everybody got one, or can have one, or get access to one. So if they were so dominant as this dude Dubs so eloquently put it, they would have been have taken over everything. I'm talking about years ago though. Why the fuck do you think all the riots started or have started? You see, they do shit to implant fear. Let's just say one of they people fucked up and they have to remove him off that yard. Well, what they would do, they'll sit two or three people on it with knives. But they want everybody to see. They put on a nice, good show because they want everybody to see this shit. Like these dudes is gonna go all out and try to kill this dude, and even at the sacrifice of their life. But that's to implant fear because they know everybody else is looking at this shit. And it's like, oh, damn, okay, well, if they getting at their own people like that, when they come at us, that's how they gonna come. But see, that don't work on everybody. That don't work because we're looking at it like this. You giving us a blueprint on what you would try to do if you came at us. So if we already know how you gonna come, we're definitely gonna know how to defend against that shit. Half of them can't fight like that. But with the knife, they don't have a problem with picking it up. But what people need to understand is blacks don't have a problem with picking one up either. You know what I mean? We have not been victimized throughout the years. The so-called green lights and all that shit, green lights come and go. You know why they go and don't stay? Because niggas don't sit around and wait to be attacked. You feel me? Now, I can say this because Dubs spoke on the riot in Pelican Bay in back in the day. And I had that video, right? As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and run that video because he chose to speak on this. You know what I mean? And I want people to understand how grimy a riot actually can get. And this is something else, to you dudes that's out there that's responding to this shit, y'all gotta keep something in mind, bro. If you ain't never been in one of these riots where it's hundreds of dudes with knives going at it, hundreds getting stabbed up. At the same time, niggas are swinging them knives. Bullets is flying too from the gun towers, from the mini 14s. Niggas is getting shot. Bullets is going through one man and hitting two and three other motherfuckers behind them. Have you ever seen some shit like that? Have you ever been on the front lines of a riot, of a real one, where it's going down like that? I have. Bullets flying, Knife swinging. I have. I've been in situations where I had to go and drag one of my comrades because he done got so stabbed up. You know what I'm saying? Pull him to safety and then get back cracking. I've told stories of, you know, them being, on some sneaky shit and trying to attack and attacking in different situations. The element of surprise is a motherfucker, but that don't make you a superhero, as Dubs would explain his people to be. The element of surprise, anybody can get got. Anybody can get it. The element, that's why they call it the element of surprise. If you don't know that it's coming or see it coming, then guess what? You just might get the upper hand. You just might. If you know what you're doing. Half of them dudes don't be knowing what they're doing. And that's some real shit. I just did a video not too long ago explaining sitting on the yard by myself in the crib area and having five of them run at me with knives. But when they came, they were swinging with their head down. In that situation, I didn't get poked one time. All five of them had knives. That don't make me no superhuman. You feel me? That just made me a man that was determined not to get hit. That made me a man that was determined to walk away from that situation alive. And thankfully, there was others there to assist in that situation. Again, that's the element of surprise though. Shit like that happened in prison. You feel me? But I cannot sit here and highlight out like other dudes, they would jump on YouTube and they would tell you all these fascinating stories about all their wins, no losses. I've highlighted out, you know, being attacked before. But if I highlight out my W's, bro, that's a crime. That's a crime. And I'm not going to incriminate myself on no fucking YouTube for no clicks, views, and likes. That's a crime. I've been charged with all kind of shit. Murder, attempted murder. I'm talking about jail cases. Not on my own people either. On them. But see, I look at that type of shit as glorifying bullshit prison politics. Not here for that. It amazes me that this dude Dubs chose to highlight out this guy's video and then put theyself up on a pedestal like they were superhuman. Oh, my people, I don't know if the blacks is trained to think about, picking up that steel, and going and putting their life on the line. They don't give a fuck about the gun towers and this and that. Man, y'all, you sound so fucking stupid, bro. You know why say you sound stupid? I don't know no man that will run to death. Y'all politics is different. You feel me? Y'all force y'all people to do shit like that, to implant fear in everybody else that's watching. That shit don't work. You just giving us the playbook on how you're gonna try to come if you do attempt to do that shit. And it don't always work out for y'all like that. The element of surprise shit, hey, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. You win some, you lose some. That's how I go in prison. You win some, you lose some. But that don't make the next motherfucker a superhuman. You put yourself up on a pedestal and your people up on a pedestal, bro. Like y'all the only ones that can make a knife. Pick up a knife. Get cracking with a knife. That shit sounds silly as a motherfucker. And you brag about that. And you're happy and you gloating in this idiotic clown as dumb Negro jumping out there saying that We are terrified of y'all. That could not be the furthest from the truth. Hey, if y'all really want to know what's going on in prison, holler at me. I think I'm qualified to speak on that. You feel me? I believe I'm a 30-something year expert on what goes on in prison. Who's afraid of what? I don't look at either side of being afraid of either side. You got riders and soldiers on both sides, which is why the respect level is always held at high value in prison from everybody. Because we know how bad shit can go within the blink of an eye if a nigga disrespect any other race. Period. And that don't mean that niggas is scared. That don't mean that they are scared of us. That don't mean we are scared of them. That don't mean that they're superhuman because they know how to make a knife and carry one. We all know how to make them and carry them and use them. So do not be fooled by these idiot podcasters that don't know what the fuck they talking about. Ain't never seen a real riot. Ain't never been in one. You want to know how that shit look? This how it look.
The yard erupts. 9:38 a.m. Hispanic gangs attack a rival African American gang. 200 inmates plunge into a bloody battle. From steel batons. Officers fired tear gas and rubber bullets into the crowds, with little effect. The riot lasts half an hour. When it's over, 15 inmates have been shot. One is dead. And an astonishing 89 knives are confiscated. For 30 minutes, a maximum security prison suffered an explosion of violence.
Hey, so you cannot tell me about a prison riot, how it started, who's scared of who, because in some shit like that, there's no fear. Whether you are the one that's attacking or being attacked, there's no time to be scared. Because like I said, it's knives swinging and it's bullets flying. And Dubs also pointed out this factor. I'm glad you pointed this out, Dubs. He said during that specific riot right there that the administration knew that it was going to happen before it happened. You know how shit like that get out? Because they tell them, they work with the administration. So you got to look at it like this, being black. If you know that you're up against these Mexicans, the administration, the police, you fighting against all these motherfuckers at one time because everybody is in on it but you. Everybody is in on it but you. They work with the administration. They let them know when shit like that is about to go down. They let them know beforehand. When they getting ready to put some work in on one of theirs, they let them know beforehand. Blacks don't let nobody know shit. We just get cracking. We can't go and tell them anything because that's considered snitching. And that's another thing. See, we get knocked down for snitching. We can't go telling people nothing. Because if a word get out that you went and you spoke on a situation that was about to get cracking like that, before it got cracking, that's telling. Because they can come and they can do anything to stop that shit before it actually get cracking. That ain't how we do it. But they won't stop it when they go tell them. They gonna let it go down. Why? Because they work hand in hand together. That's a fact. So if you know as a black man, you up against that type of shit, you gonna go hard as a motherfucker when it do jump off against whoever, them, the whoever. We can't go and say a motherfucking word to these people. We don't work with them. We don't work with the administration. We don't work with the police. We don't do that. They do. So why didn't you tell them that part, Dubs? Telling everything else, tell them that part. And in his video, he said, "Oh, I don't believe that the blacks are scared, but listen, no matter how you try to put it, no matter how you try to word what you're saying in your content, the fact of the matter still remains you're doing this to put your people on a pedestal. That's still part of trying to implant that fear. You feel me? Point blank, period. You're not smart enough to do that, bro. Because real niggas gonna see right through that shit, especially one that's been through it over and over again. I don't know how much time you got in. I really don't care. I bet it ain't as much as I got in. I bet you it ain't. But see, it's not a pissing contest when it comes to that, because I don't take pride in that type of shit. Y'all type of people do. Y'all do. Y'all love being in prison and you know what I'm saying, having your brothers and cousins and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Follow your lead right into that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And you speak so proudly of getting inside that cell and breaking down the locker and the desk and making the knife and willing to die with that motherfucking heart, as you explained in your video. You said it's so prideful. See, we don't take pride in that type of shit. Not at all. Not at all. I can't sit and speak in glee of being in a dungeon, and I won't. You feel me? But you will do that because this is an environment that y'all have grown so comfortable with being in, where you look at everybody else as being strange because we not trying to get used to this shit. But what we are going to do is survive. What we are going to do is be respected, just like y'all want. You feel me? Do a video seeing how any blacks bow down in any situation to y'all. Bring some proof of that, because that ain't never happened, and you know that, and it never will. Because when they get cracking, them rides and all that shit go for, hey, if you've been around Dubs, then you know, man, when the real war kick off, that shit lasts years. It don't stop. You go on lockdown, after it get cracking, you come off as soon as the door open, you get cracking. And it just keeps going on and on until eventually they transfer out that whole yard and bring a fresh new batch of people in. You know how that shit go. If you've been in prison and you've been in those type of rides before, then you know that. It ain't, oh, y'all, like that video I just showed, the element of surprise that y'all trying to take off on niggas. You know what I'm saying? And then, oh, it's over with. We don't want no more problems. Y'all want. Nah, that ain't how it go. Because as soon as them doors come open, we get cracking. Period. And it's going to continue to go on and on and on. What y'all need to do is look at the people that's telling these stories, man. It's my understanding that this dude Dubs is a dropout. Probably paroled from a PC yard when he was in prison or in jail, wherever the fuck he was at. well as the dumbass clown ass Negro that jumped out there and said niggas was scared to death of him. All these PC rats, S&Y motherfuckers jumping on YouTube, they have a voice now. These dudes are, when they go PC, when they go S&Y, they join a prison gang called 2.5. That means they tell on the police and everybody that they can tell on. Anybody, it's a prison gang. That's some real shit. That's a fact. You got them, and then you got the gay boy gangsters. Then those type of people is not on the main lines. You would not find them type of people on no main line in no California prison. Period. They on the S&Y yards. They're on the yards for a reason. They're being protected from the people that's on the main lines. And that's where a lot of these dudes is paroling from, and they're getting out and they're doing these YouTube channels now, and they getting a voice. You feel me? And it's an insult to have these weird ass dudes jumping out there and they get such a crowd. They get these big crowds of people that's listening. You feel me? And got these people thinking that that's what it's like, and it's not. These niggas is lying. You have to question the motherfucker that will try to put themselves and they people on a pedestal like wars is one-sided, like they always win, like they're the dominant force. And the niggas just bow down and scared to death. Nah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That is not the case. Never will be. They preach hate. They study hate day in and day out. You niggas is too gullible. Too gullible, in my humble opinion. And what I mean by that is, y'all remember back in the day when the white people used to put on blackface, they'd paint their face black and then dance around, they had the big lips and try to, imitate being black, right? That's what white people did as a disrespect to black people. Now you got Mexicans doing it. Only they not painting their face black. Utilizing the N-word. Trying to take over the rap game. They utilize the N-word to try to make you feel comfortable and embracive of them. But you got to understand, it's a play. They want to get in and take over. That's their main objective, just like with everything else. Think about it. When you beefing with them on the street, in the hood, what is it over? What is it over? So them entering into hip hop and all that shit, utilizing the N-word, that's blackface to me. That's blackface. Because you can't utilize the N-word and do hip hop, gangster rap, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? My nigga this, my nigga that, blah, blah, blah. And then turn around and go spray paint on the walls in the hoods where you don't get along with blacks. Nigger, killer. That's what they do. Make that make sense. I can't never be cool with a Mexican saying the N-word. And then you turn around and spray paint that type of shit on the walls. Nigger, killer. And any of y'all that's embracive of that shit, y'all just as twisted as they are. I understand everybody want to be kumbaya. I would love to be kumbaya. And let me make something clear. I don't have a problem with Mexicans. It's only the gangbanging ones. The regular Mexican American or Hispanic, they don't give a fuck about trying to be black, doing black music. You would never hear them saying the N word. Why? Because they stick to their cultural roots. They plan isn't to get in and take over and then shit on the niggas that let them in. That ain't they plan. They don't give a fuck about none of that. Them the ones I can fuck with, the Pisces. But the gang banging ones, oh no, no. Dropouts, X ones, no. Like Dubs, no. No, because he's still holding on. Although he's a dropout, he's still holding on to their indoctrinations, their beliefs, which they preach hate towards blacks. That's a fact. You cannot sit and convince me of anything different when you come from an environment like I come from. It ain't no love when it comes to them and us. And again, I'm talking about the gang banging ones. You feel me? And I'm pretty sure if the ones that don't gang bang had the power, you know what I'm saying, to overthrow them dudes, they would, but they don't. You know why? Because remember that fear I was telling you that they love to try to instill in people by doing some of the weird shit that they do? They people know this. They know it's a play. And they know they can fall victim to that shit if they go against it. So they just stay out the way. But these other dudes, it's to conquer, man, and to take over. They are not going to change their manuscript. Not for you, not for me, not for nobody. Period. And as long as you got people like Dubs that want to put them on a pedestal by saying that, well, he said, oh, well, I'm not the one that's saying it. I'm going to get blowback because the black man said it. No, you didn't say it. You didn't have to say it. And I know you sitting back like that's the beautiful thing about it. He said exactly what I've been wanting to say. I can't be stupid enough to jump out there and say it though. But thankfully, this idiot ass black dude jumped out there and said exactly what a lot of us feel. So I'm going to go ahead and push this and make it my content, regardless of the blowback that I get. That makes you a dumb motherfucker, Dubs. Straight up. As eloquent as you talk or try to, you stupid as fuck. Because nobody is scared of y'all. Never have been, never will be. You understand that? Never in a million years. And anybody that believe that shit, man, like I said, y'all are idiots, bro. And if y'all are gonna commentate on the situation, again, holler at a professional like myself that has been through many riots against them. Many. Never, ever, in no situation has anything popped off and they've just been the dominant force where we bowed down and was completely scared of them. Never. This fool said, oh, even if it's just 100 of us and 500 of them, all 100 of us is going to have knives. So what? All 100 of y'all can have two. I've seen y'all get y'all ass beat with the motherfuckers. From one side of the yard to the other. Again, that time when I told you I was sitting out there by myself on the yard and those five came at me, hey, guess what? All of them had knives. It was a sneak attack. Guess what happened? They got their ass beat from one side of the yard to the other. They start dropping their knives. we start picking the motherfuckers up and using them on them. That's the part that I tell you. From one side of the yard to the other, we beat them so bad they ended up shooting the homie from Grape Street with the Mini 14. That's what stopped the riot in High Desert State Prison. Yeah, facts. But see, I'm not here to highlight out and brag about this type of shit because, again, those are crimes. I'm not here to prove anything. Those that know me and has been around me, they know what it is. Just like I know what it is with a whole bunch of my comrades from all over the globe, Crip and Blood, non-affiliate, Comey, you name it. I'm a black man, proud, Crip, proud, scared, when? Of who? Of what? That same warrior spirit that you so eloquently describe your people as, Dub, hey, guess what? You're looking at one right now. And there's a million more of me in the prison system that don't care about getting cracking. You understand that? So the next time you do your little reaction to an idiot that chooses to jump out there and glorify your people and shit on us, a PC. How can you even give it? But then it takes one to know one. So I'm starting to understand that now. I see why you jumped out there and embraced his video. You know what I'm saying? To put y'all up on a pedestal. I see why. It takes one to know one. I get it. It's many of y'all on YouTube with YouTube channels. PC, SNY, dropout, snitch, rats, talking tough. Oh my God, I've seen so many of y'all jump online and just talk tough, fresh off a PC yard though. You was in protective custody. You couldn't come back to no main line. Come back to that main line, you know what's gonna get happy. You're gonna get ate up. You're gonna get ate up like the little broad that you are. Any of y'all. And each and every time they try to slide one of y'all back on the main line, guess what happened? I see it every day. Guess what happened? You get ate up. The wolves is waiting. But y'all want to get on YouTube and talk tough. You at your most gangster when you in the protection of your camera, wherever you filming from, that little ass room that you in. You're protected. Again, PC. Only your PC behind the camera now. Rolled off that S&Y yard and hit an S&Y home. Jump behind the camera and just talk tough. It's a whole bunch of y'all. You ain't the only one, Dubs. I've seen a whole bunch of niggas jump out there and just you know, get foul at the mouth, fresh off a PC yard though. You feel me? Y'all dudes is goofy as fuck. You need to find another hobby. And niggas need to stop giving these dudes any acknowledgement because you're actually giving them credibility by giving them acknowledgement. And if you're going to represent us as blacks, don't half-ass do it. Don't water down shit. You too much on the kumbaya. You too much, y'all niggas want to be, you know, too friendly. And that's not their manuscript. They're hee ha ha with you. My nigga this, my nigga that. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as they walk away from you, they're going to spray paint that NIGGER killer on a wall somewhere in a black hood. And that's facts. And they do got the green light to tell on niggas. But they would never admit that. You know how many times I've been told on by them? See, in prison, let's just say I do business with one of them. You know what I'm saying? I might sell them something, right? If people find out that they bought anything from me, they can get stabbed for that. So if they get word that it got out that they bought something from a black man and they know that their life is on the line, guess who they gonna tell on? They're not gonna tell on the nigga that's gonna go kill them. They gonna tell on the nigga that sold them something. When we gang bang against them on the streets, catch a case on them, guess who coming to get on the stand? We can't get on the stand on them. We can't tell on them. Because again, we don't get down like that, bro. Snitch Jackie get on us, we getting airlifted up out of there for that. They not gonna admit that they got the green light to tell on niggas though. You know why? Because that would damage their brand. Who would admit that? I've seen a number of them. Oh, I've never heard of that. Oh, my big homies ain't never told me that. Man, come on, you're lying. Who would admit that? That's a fact. They have the green light to tell. Just like that nigga said in his video, that the police knew that big riot was going to take place before it took place. You know why? Because they sit down with the administration and they talk and they tell them everything before it happened. They work hand in hand together. And these motherfuckers allow the shit to play out just like that. And the end result is a sneak attack. Administration is in on it. Police is in on it. So when you're a black man and you fighting against all these elements, you have to be strong. They can have 100 of them can have knives. We know what we up against, which means we're gonna fight even harder. You can have that fucking knife. You're gonna get your ass beat with that motherfucker. You only can swing it so many times. You can only swing it so many times until I just catch you, bam, right on your chin, drop you, and then I'm gonna dog walk you. Liable to take that knife and use it on you. It's happened before. So while you're talking tough on YouTube and trying to put y'all on that pedestal, just remember that. Ain't nobody scared of y'all. Never have been, never will be. And any of y'all that's sitting out there listening to that shit, that's biting into that shit, you know what I'm saying? Those of y'all that's commentating on it, again, tap in with your homeboys, man, that's in prisons, they got cell phones, you know what I'm saying? Tap in with them. If you don't believe me, holler at them and ask them what the real is on them prison yards. Ask them. Ain't nobody scared. Niggas carry knives. Niggas got knives. Many of them. Why you think when shit pop off, it pops off? It ain't no one incident and then it stopped. No, that shit goes on for years. Man, I remember being on lockdown for a year and a half straight in Calipatria State Prison, 1999. B-Yard. If anybody in the chat was in Calipatria at that time or know about that riot between the blacks and Mexicans, please step up, say something. You feel me? I was there. I was there in the midst of it. Yeah. Year and a half on lockdown. No store, no packages, no nothing. Matter of fact, me and the homie Baby Spoon from A Trey Hoover was cellies during that time. Shout out to the homie Baby Spoon from A Trey Hoover. You feel me? We had came from, you know, the LA County jail where it was just popping. Matter of fact, Baby Spoon from A Trey Hoover was in the Crip module with me too. Matter of fact, me and Baby Spoon was sellies everywhere in the Crip module, in Linwood, in the hole in Linwood, in Delano reception, and in Calipat. We were sellies in all these places when it was going down. So a nigga cannot tell me that niggas was scared of no motherfucking mess. Man, please. Never in no situation. Nigga, when it was cracking, we got cracking. So we in a lot of those cases, we set it off. We didn't sit around and wait on no niggas to take off on us. Is you crazy? Ain't no motherfucking niggas never been scared of no Mexicans. Do not believe the hype. And if y'all want to know what the real is, again, tap into Creep. Tap into me, man. Tap into me. Because I got a whole bunch of historical shit that I can put out there that I don't even speak on. Because again, I don't glorify the shit. I'm not trying to lead people into that shit and making them think that it's cool. Like Dubs is doing. They grow comfortable with being in prison. I ain't never comfortable in that motherfucker. As hard as I'm trying to fight to gain freedom, guess what? I'm gonna fight even harder for my life if ever threatened by anybody, especially your people, Dubs. So you need to think a little bit harder on your content and how you put your stories out there. Straight up, I have zero respect for what you did. Zero respect for you, zero respect for your channel, and anybody that say they got love or respect for you, whether they black or not. I don't respect none of that. Straight up. You feel me? But I'm gonna go ahead and close this one off, man. You know, I just wanted to give my personal reaction, you know, to this guy Dubs and this other idiot clown that jumped out there and said that blacks were scared to death of Mexicans. That's never the case. You feel me? And I would never be so dumb and idiotic to jump out there and say that the Mexicans are scared of blacks. That's idiotic. You have warriors on both sides. When it get cracking, niggas get cracking on both sides. May the best man win at the end of that shit. See, when you've been through this a million times over, bro, it's like going to war. It's like being in the army. They are not the only ones that work out. They are not the only ones that's a well-oiled machine. Niggas train in tactical shit, day in and day out. So let that sink in. But I want to thank everybody, man, for stepping back to this round table. You know what I mean? I appreciate all my new followers. Thank you so much, man. To everybody, to the new viewers, especially, you know what I mean? Please like, comment, and subscribe to the Swang Low podcast show, man. I would definitely appreciate that. It's all free. You know, it's helping us, you know, grow stronger each and every day. You know what I mean? I love and appreciate everybody, man, that's building this thing with us. Thank you. To all of y'all that's out there, that's out and about, please be safe. Slow it down. There's no need to speed, man. There's no need to speed through life. We all on God's time. You always got to remember that. You feel me? Make sure you tell the people that you love them and appreciate them. Because you never know who we're going to wake up and don't have with us. Life is showing us that every day, every single day. You know what I'm saying? On that note, y'all take care. Y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all night. Until the next time we meet at this round table, I love y'all, man. Triple game.
Hydro.